alaikum and a very good morning to you all. I hope you guys are doing very well today and you're ready to start your day with me, Muhammad Maktoum, and the wonderful Shazad Khan. Assalamu alaikum, Shazad. How are you?
Wa alaikum assalam. I'm absolutely perfect, and we hope that everybody out there is perfect too. Everybody who's about to leave for their homes, please make sure that you're not running late, and if you are, don't drive faster.
Exactly. And actually, Shazad was supposed to do the opening, but he was going to sneeze, so I took over. But Shazad, how was your weekend?
My weekend was superb. It was fine that, regular Sundays when everybody comes over, but then I was like, okay, this Sunday I'm going to sleep. So what I did was that I slept till 9 at night, and nobody was very happy of the fact because I didn't really went downstairs to greet them, but I eventually went downstairs to see them off.
Okay, well, okay.
That's what I did.
Well, at least you got to see them at some point.
Exactly.
But, okay, great. So you had a good weekend.
Exactly. So let's just get started with the top stories for this hour, ladies and gentlemen, and then we'll let you know what we are discussing today.
Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif has said the sacrifices of the Pakistani nation against terrorism and extremism will not go to waste.
Right. Moving on, where advisor on foreign affairs Sartaj Aziz says Pakistan and United States strategic partnership is critical to achieve peace and stability in region and beyond.
And also, U.S. Senator John McCain has termed Pakistan as an important player in peace and stability in Afghanistan. Says there is no change in the U.S. policy on Kashmir.
Finance Minister Ishaq Dar says budget of current fiscal year has been prepared with primary aim of providing relief and increasing welfare of general public. I think that'll be very helpful.
And Minister of State for Information has said the entire nation is united in the war against terrorism to secure the future of the coming generation.
And there's no doubt in that. Last but not the least, Mohammad Sajjad of Pakistan wins 6th Red Snooker Championship in Kyrgyzstan, beating Lee Chen of Hong Kong by 7 frames to 0. What a great player.
Excellent.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, time now for the public service message. I think Maha's going to do the honors.
Yes, I am. So our public service message for today is that we've had Eid, we've all celebrated, we had a good week, eating lots of foods, dressing up, buying ourselves nice things. But now it's back to the, to the daily routine and everything like that. So what we discussed during Ramadan was to continue these charitable acts. It's that not just in that 1 month that you should be helping out others and feeding others. You should be helping them be able to sustain, regular income and stuff like that, or food into their lives. So all that charitable work that you're doing during Ramadan, try and continue it. Obviously, may not be able to do it financially in the same way, but every little helps. So do continue the good work that you started then.
Exactly, and it shouldn't just be the good work as well. It should be about the good deeds which you have been trying to do to impress your Allah and God Almighty. I think that's what it is all about. But ladies and gentlemen, now it's time to give a message to the people in my MCR room. People, please turn on the AC. It's hot in here.
Oh, yes, he's melting. He's really melting.
It's getting difficult to sit over here. So please make sure that you turn on the AC right now. And for all those people who've actually turned them on, you guys are too cool to be there anyways.
Okay, so, great. So let's get started with the show.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yep. Okay, so today we're going to be, we're going to hit the ground running. We're not going to ease you into into our show again. We're going to just throw you into the deep end. And today we're going to be discussing marketing, the importance of marketing, the situation within Pakistan, and how it can be utilized effectively. And to be honest, and I might get into trouble for saying this, but I'm about over 90% of the people I've come across or organizations I've been part of or I'm working with or etc. really need to fix their marketing. People don't put enough emphasis on it. It's very selective, and we need to catch up with the rest of the world.
Exactly, and then half of the time people think that marketing needs a lot of marketing budget to be dedicated to whatever they need to market. But that's not true. Since I've been a student of marketing myself, and the moment I got a message from my producer saying that we're going to discuss marketing, I think I was a bit more happier than Maha. All right, so what happens is that, marketing can be done for free as well.
Yes.
There are different tools to do that. And whenever we talk about marketing, I think I've been giving in this information. So marketing for the very first time took place in 18th century, where for the very first time when newspaper was published, and then there was this ad space on that particular newspaper, and that's how we started to market our products.
Yeah.
And that's where people to get to know about it. But as a matter of fact, marketing, ladies and gentlemen, in this day and time and in this era, is a whole new subject, and because the trends change, and then the people change, and then the people's mindset change as well. I mean, for example, if we talk about Tesco, Harrods, or all of these stores, which are bigger stores, even the shelves are being marketed to the products.
Exactly. And the thing is, like Shahzad said, it does not require money. It just requires using more than 3 brain cells. And there is true, because there's so many excuses that, oh, this is not marketable, this product won't work here. But actually, it's all about your own personal skill. And if you've studied it, then you should know about it.
And before we move on to our guests as well, there's one more thing, and that is to market a product. Obviously, research and development plays a very crucial and a very important role, and then the pricing and all of these comes in, and then they gel in. But if you're trying to market a product which you think is not going to sell as a marketeer, I think you're not a good marketeer then.
Yeah, and we're going to actually find out about all of this, because we've been joined by some very wonderful guests to discuss this topic exactly. So we've been joined by Saima Amjad. She is a marketing expert. She's currently working as VP at Allied Bank in Islamabad. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Besides Saima, we've been joined by Wahid Sharif. He is a professor of business, and he has done lectures at the Institute of Business Leadership and at Qaid-e-Azam. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Besides Mr. Wahid Sharif, we've been joined by Aisha Zaman. She is a master trainer for content marketing at the Chief Minister's E-Rozigar program. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning.
And she came all the way from Lahore for the show as well, so thank you very much for doing that. Thank you very much for putting in effort. So I'll start the conversation from our very own Professor Saab over here. So Mr. Wahid, the first thing to ask is, what is marketing in this day and age?
Sarshad, as you mentioned, mashallah, you are a good expert in marketing. And mashallah, you are selling your program and your program image very successfully. That's why I shall say you are the expert in it. Definitely. You are not just
I think
you are not just student. And marketing is not just selling. Marketing is relationship building, long-term relationship building. Previously, it was considered that marketing is just like selling, but now the marketing is a long-term relationship building.
Yeah.
In simply, I shall say, marketing is long-term relationship building. This is more core function of the business.
All right, but this day and age, this was the later half of my question.
Sir.
So in this day and age, what is marketing now? Because marketing has evolved just like every other thing, just like human behaviors.
Well, definitely human behavior is very critical, and that's the seed on the basis of which we try to segment our customer classes. And on the customer classes basis, we target our audience, and according to audience expectation needs, we try to fulfill that demand successfully.
Okay.
That's what marketing is. And marketing is not just to sell the thing, but also after sales services are included in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Marketing is the core function.
Okay.
Production and quality management beside marketing is nothing if we are not going to explore our product.
Right.
That's why it is long-term relationship building.
Okay, so let me ask Aisha, for you in this day and age, what is the definition of marketing to you, especially working with the E-Rozigar program?
Okay, particularly in the context of content marketing, what we say, there is only one true assumption for marketing, and that is there is no assumption in marketing. Okay. We're always evolving, we're always testing on different hypotheses, because as you have already mentioned that the behaviors are evolving, things are changing, so is the marketing has to be. Okay. And for in this era, it has to be holistic for the organization. I mean, we cannot say that this particular department, these 4 walls are for the marketing department, the finance, and the other guys. It's always about all the people delivering some value that, you know, calculates at the end of the day being a marketing. You know, I mean, if somebody comes to an organization and suppose they do not find a marketing guy, they're going to the finance guy, the HR guy. So that is where the culture of the company represents the marketing of it, the internal marketing. That is where every department is putting, you know, bits of things and making a whole lot of mixture, making it, you know, harmonized, so that every bit or piece or any person that you meet is, you know, giving a very good impression about it.
All right, so I think moving on.
Wait, sorry, before, so I just want to ask Saima, so in the business world, what is marketing then? Because it seems like it's different, like everyone said something different here.
Okay, so as I work for the corporate sector, so I must say that it has become so competitive that it has become ruthless. So unless and until you are able to market your organization well, for instance, if I'm working for Allied Bank or some other bank, so if I'm the brand ambassador, so you need, it's more competitive. So far as corporate world is concerned, it is the, marketing is the most important ingredient which organizations can have. Like, I mean, it's really very important. It's the heart of any business success, of any organizations. Basically, what is marketing? It's the introduction of your product or business, whatever, or service, whatever you are offering. So after your service or the product, marketing is the most important ingredient.
I think marketing is ruthless for banks because they are trying to get more and more money from people.
I think everyone's trying to get more and more money. That's the point.
That's the ultimate goal.
Yeah, exactly. That's why marketing is out there. So let's talk about the importance of having a marketing department within any organization.
All the multinationals and the big organizations, they have understood the significance of this concept and they have established their respective marketing departments, yes. But what we are talking about is like the new entrepreneurs or the startups. So I mean, like, if we talk in this era of digital transformation, I must say that if a decade back we see, we have that terminology of monopoly, but actually this digital transformation has given a tough time to the monopoly. Now those young startups, like we have Chai Khana, we have Nonstop, but how have they coped up?
Free marketing,
I mean,
all the way.
all, yes, exactly.
It's okay, you give it to all the public private schools, Shazad.
Yes, I mean, in this era of, they have given these small startups, just because of their marketing strategies, have started giving tough time to the big names, and they are able, in fact, to grab their own customer base.
Okay, wonderful. I'm so glad you brought in the digital aspect, because we've seen the whole digital. Now, look at politics. It's elected people into positions of power through social media. Look at the UK politics. You know, they use social media and they're marketing through that. Now, tell me, Aisha, you're working for the e-Rozagar program. Now, what's with the marketing department in that? Because I'm not going to lie, I'm going to be very honest. Like, I have heard about it, but I don't actually know exactly what it is.
And it's e-Rozgar as well.
E-Rozgar, sorry.
Yeah.
E-Rozgar, sorry.
Yeah, okay. As far as the marketing department is concerned, the concerns for marketing department as well, we are basically, for now, largely dependent on the word of mouth, because it's going to be in the 36 districts of the province Punjab. So we have started to grow from one center in Faisalabad to 5 more centers, and then there are 40 centers that we are going to cover up. Okay. So the word of mouth for that will be, I think, will be a pleasant thing for us. And for now, what we have got is, I think there is a thing attached to the government projects. Whenever they grow up, there is a blessing or something. I don't know what. They get their free marketing. I don't know from where. But yes, we did our inaugurations and the stuff, and the media covered the things. So that was a good word of mouth. And when we talk about, earning from home, that's a great fantasy that everybody falls for. So we have already gotten a huge response on that we couldn't find any further opportunity to market ourselves, but whatever we are doing is just updating what we're doing now and then.
But I think I'll take advantage of the opportunity and deviate a little bit as well. Would you mind telling us a bit about e-Rozgar program as well, what it is, because it might be very beneficial for all our people out there.
Yeah, e-Rozgar program is basically the skill development program, and the areas that we are making people skills for are, we have defined 3 areas for now because they're in high demand around the globe. First is web development, creative designing, or you can say the digital designing part, and the content marketing, which is my favorite. Yeah, so what we are doing is we're making, there is a lot of chaos about the unemployment rate going from 60%, then there's good news, it's now 5.9% or something, 50.9%, sorry for that. So with that, what happens is we're putting a lot of pressure on the industry to create jobs, to do stuff, and then, but internationally what is going on is there are a lot of digital things that are taking, that are replacing the human resource. So there is a large demand of something that people can do and can be, self-dependent, can start self-earning. So for that, e-Rozgar is a great platform because you might have heard about the freelancing platforms where people post the jobs around the globe.
Yes.
So in that, there's a blessing that Pakistan has been in the top 4 countries for freelancing. That's been honor for Pakistan. So we thought, why not, go for this opportunity? And this is a very good thing that the government has shown interest for this particular thing.
Now, this is where I wanted to dig in, and this is why I took advantage of the opportunity. Now, for example, for the provincial government to come up with the e-Rozgar program means that they might have been involved, or there might have been a research going on to see whether people can use internet efficiently or not. All right. Do you think that there was any research being done, and do you think that there was a need for such a Rozgar program other than probably focusing on the basics?
I'm glad that you asked this question. Basically, the e-Rozgar program is the initiative of Punjab Information Technology Board along with the government, and we have already this co-working space over there which is named a Tech Hub. And Tech Hub has graduated like 500 freelancing groups over there for in past 5 years. Nice. So it was a great opportunity for us to actually have a closer look of how the people are using internet and how they're exploiting the opportunities and how they're taking advantage of the stuff. So that was a thing going on in-house. That was a sure inspiration for the management as well to take a clear decision that where we're heading is actually the place where the opportunity lies. And then the director of entrepreneurship, Nabila Kadir, he went to on his tours abroad, and then Facebook welcomed them, and then other organizations, the big giants, they actually called them, why don't you come up with a freelancing community of your own? We might have a lot of business for you to to offer. So that was a thing that actually made this decision very easy to go for it and start a thing for the public.
Okay, so Simon, so tell me, we're talking about all this, we've talked about the digital. You said digital is now where it's at. It's changing people's lives and companies, etc. But then I should just mention the whole word of mouth marketing. Yeah, exactly. So in Pakistan, you literally have the old school, which is still running, and then you have all the modern things. How are we supposed to take a balance? Because we have to take in mind the population. You have to be realistic, but then you also you can't forget the rest of the world. How does Pakistan balance the marketing aspect of that? Because the world is moving forward, but we're slowly catching up.
I think for that we need to put more focus on educating people as much as we can give them examples and we can share statistics. I mean, if we talk about globally, we can have examples of Google, Apple, and Coke. I mean, they actually, what marketing is doing, it's like they are making your product a brand name. So now, as I've already said earlier, that all the multi-organizations and big organizations, they've understood the significance of this concept, and they're already into these apps and social media. Everyone has the pages. Now you can get advertisements and marketing tools, like you can have SMS alerts. I mean, this is that simple. So we need to tell people that how important it is, because basically you cannot gauge marketing into monetary terms. So most of the people think that it's a failed investment, and they're not ready to invest more into marketing.
Thank you very much for saying that.
Yeah, because this is even...
Because you don't actually have a direct sales, increase in sales or direct profits to show. I mean,
it's just because that the people in sales does not really like people in marketing.
Exactly, they think that
that's why it's there.
It's just because we normally, the small entrepreneurs, they start up their businesses with a very limited budget. So due to these budget constraints, they actually don't want to put a large scale of their money to this segment without realizing that this is so important.
Wait. So before you do, Aisha, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, there is a kind of misconception about the sales and marketing going on the wars for each other. Basically, with the international studies,
for example, employees does not like anybody within the HR department, right?
Yeah, because
so how do you think people from sales are going to like people from marketing?
With all due respect, sales guys have these numbers to show, okay, we have closed this deal and stuff, but then the marketing department, they haven't putting effort to actually bring the customer in.
Exactly.
So the international studies show that sales is actually a part of marketing.
Of course.
Marketing, because marketing starts with the customer, keeping them in the view, they are in the highlights, and then the sales department is all about product and selling.
Exactly. Obviously, if it wasn't marketed, then I wouldn't know where to go and buy the thing. So obviously everything goes hand in hand.
That's such a bad idea, but we will definitely. I'm going to do it. But sir, now there's one more thing which I wanted to ask before we move on towards the break, and that is that don't you think earlier people used to invest in ads in newspapers and then television, then radio. Now, obviously, you can buy likes and do whatever, but at the same time, you can promote your own page and you can promote your own products. with the same amount of investment you were already doing or investing in ads in the newspapers, don't you think that people do not realize it's about time? They need to start putting an investment into all of these social media platforms to make sure that their product is available everywhere around the globe.
You're absolutely right, Mr. Shihab.
Well, thank you.
In this digital world, digital media is not only marketing media, but that's also serving as your ERP, because it is providing you the response. What's the real response? And it is the best ROI project, I think so. Return on investment is best one. Little investment can give you tremendous results in digital marketing. And as you mentioned, that there should be, there is gap, definitely there is gap between practical realities and what the entrepreneurs are doing. It should be a must skill for everyone, whether it is in public sector, whether it is in private sector. I think so 1 or 2 months course should be mandatory for every Pakistani, so that they can explain and explore the image of every workplace where they are serving. It is the mandatory for everyone that they should be aware of what is the basic marketing orientation, so that we can develop and build the image of every product where we are. And the cheapest way is to do with digital marketing.
All right, that is amazing. But ladies and gentlemen, before moving on towards a break, there is a small challenge we have kept for these amazing guests today over here.
I'm sorry.
So I know how hard life is for marketeers. I mean, they have to walk around, they have to walk into people, they have to ask for, okay, whether we can come in or not. So what we're going to do is that we're going to, it's not really a test, but we're going to put them under a spotlight. And what you'll have to do is that after the break, you'll have to sell a newspaper to all of our viewers out there. You'll have to sell this pen which is in your pocket, and you'll have to sell the spectacles you're wearing right away. So ladies and gentlemen, with
just
that,
to get an idea of how marketing can be done.
and these are the experts, so they're going to let us know. So let's move on towards a short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with all the fun.
Welcome back, everyone. And before the break, we're talking about the importance of marketing, and especially within Pakistan, how can we utilize it and actually give it the platform that it deserves, because it gets a really bad rep. And I think the rest of the world has made peace with it, and marketing and sales, as we've discovered, walk hand in hand. Now, Shahzad, you gave a test.
All right.
Well, no, a little challenge. It was a challenge.
All right, and that challenge, ladies and gentlemen, was that we've given them each one product, and what they have to do is that marketeers, since I know how much effort they put into make sure that people recognize what their product is about, or the worth of it. So I think what we're going to do over here is that Miss Saima is going to try to sell her purse with the amount of money in it, and then Professor Saab over here is going to sell the pen which was in his pocket. So all of these choices are their own. There's a reason why she's wearing those spectacles, why he's holding this pen, and why she's carrying this purse.
Absolutely.
So I think this is the first point, that they love it. So it's not going to be within their page.
Okay.
So let's start with Saima over here. You've got 1 minute each. Let's do it. Sell your purse.
You may not need 1 minute, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I've got this
camera.
purse. Okay, so I've got this purse. All the young women and beautiful women out there, so this product is especially for you. Why I'm holding it? Being a professional, I need to be safe, because it carries all my cards, my money, and at times my mobile. So see, it has such nice color, and it is so compact. So I think all the lovely ladies out there, this is for you.
Amazing. And how many pockets does it have?
Well, it has 3 pockets, good enough for keeping all of your necessaries.
Okay, my mother cannot buy this.
I'm actually kind of sold on it. Like, it's compact, it has all the stuff, and you're a professional working woman, which is what I want to be. So I would buy it.
Ammi, it's not for you because you love too many pockets in a smaller bag.
Okay, so Vahid, let's move on to you.
Oh, yes. I'm having a very wonderful product that is not just a product. This is one of very powerful tool. It is more powerful as compared to AK-47. It can create, yes, very large impact on society, very positive impact. It is a creativity tool.
Can we see it, because we're not able to see it properly?
Oh, sir, yes, definitely. Yeah. It is one of very
I can see
wonderful
a bit of chrome, and then you
pen,
can,
and it is chromed as well. It is having very nice color, and this is a creativity tool as well, not only communication tool. I shall say this is very good tool for a marketer. If a marketer want to draw a marketing plan, this is a wonderful basic tool.
Okay.
Even in this digital world, creativity is aligned with pen writing.
Okay.
It gives a great creativity. I shall say, whoever want to generate new ideas, he shall use this pen.
Well, if it would have been me, I would have sold it as a spy camera pen.
That's fake marketing. That's not right. No, that's not right. We don't promote
That is the additional function in it.
Okay.
Definitely can be explored. It is very technology-oriented, Bob.
No fake advertising. No fake marketing. We wanted to show our youngsters the proper
This
way.
camera?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so when was the last time you changed your mobile phone just because it looks too old-fashioned, maybe? And then you change your clothes in your closet, right? So what about the spectacles you wear, right? There's been a time we were having this, full-frame glasses, and everyone is wearing that. Now you might ask me why these nose pads, they kind of stick, and they might make a scar over there. They didn't make mine because there's quite lightweight, and then you do not want your lashes fall every next day when you wake up. That's the problem with the other spectacles. So now, my dear, to be into the game, to be looking so young and up to date, you need to change your glasses because you have changed your cell phone, you've changed your closet. Now it's time to be looking young with your spectacles. So this is the thing that you need to buy.
And you forgot to tell us about the small computer within the spectacles.
You're just like, you'd be done for scamming.
Because this is where I wanted to go.
Yeah, this guy is innovating everything present.
Okay, so this is
technology guy nowadays.
Okay, wait. So
Digital transformation.
before you move on to your question, because I feel like I know where you're going to lead with that one. So what I noticed was that each one of you went personal. Why that individual would need it. So that's where the research and the development would come in. So any marketing person out there, you need to do your research and before you develop your product.
Exactly. And now where I wanted to go is, let's talk about marketing ethics. Because I think quite a lot of people need to get lectures on marketing ethics. People tell quite a lot of lies just to sell the product. because there was a commission affiliated to that. And by the end of the day, for all those people buying those products, just because of the fact that the pitch was so super cool, the moment they go back home, either their wives throw those products outside the house, or either it's just the product in the house. So they're out. Yeah. So,
let's start
what do you
with
think we need
Simon.
to do about marketing ethics?
Okay, it's very important. First of all, I would say that you need to assign and delegate the duties of marketing to the technocrats. You need to avoid nepotism. You need to have that quality resource which can do justice with the marketing strategy which a company is following or trying to follow.
Right.
So once you talk about marketing, as we were discussing earlier, that marketing and sales, I've been a salesperson as a branch head, so they go hand in hand, right? So it's very important that we understand and keep the ethics of marketing in mind. Why? Because if we want to show our product as very good or the best in the market, so we need not to turn other products down. So basically that is one thing which we need to keep. We need to highlight our product. We need to show the different aspects of our service or product to the market, what features they have, but it does not necessarily contain the drawbacks of your competitor's product or something like. So maybe this is one thing which we can keep in mind, and we can, strategize our marketing strategy.
Absolutely.
Like that.
Focus on
Beautiful
yourself
point.
rather than other things.
I think doctors are the ones who do it the most.
Okay.
Sir.
I think so. If marketing is considered in totality, we are not concerned just for one transaction. Marketing is long-term relationship building, and that is only possible with strong ethics. If we are following strong ethics and we are not telling lies about the product, and we are considering the real image of the product, which should be, so then only by this philosophy there is long-term relationship possible.
Okay.
And strong relationship is only possible if we are strongly following the ethics.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah, marketing ethics. As you've already mentioned about the product, I think the most ethical department in a business is, I think, marketing, if it is done right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because marketing, and nowadays, because I belong to the content marketing, it is always about educating people. Obviously, when we started a business, we have identified a certain problem, and we're so confident that we are going to solve this problem, then there remains no chance that we're going and, blathering about the things that we are not doing.
Okay.
We're just educating the customer. Okay, so this is the thing. If you want to buy, and any customer who gets the trust, okay, this is the thing that I want to buy, they will certainly buy. It's not about sell. It's about educate enough that they buy.
So they make an
create a
informed
relationship.
Okay.
And create a relationship.
But that's not where it ends. Now, for example, for all those marketers who are working for an organization, if they know that the product's not very super cool and it's going to be a loss for all those people who are going to buy it, why don't you think that they themselves go to the product department and tell them that, okay, this is now what we are going to sell. We are going to be on a strike because it's going to be a total loss for all those people who are going to buy it. Why don't you think that people within the organizations can have a word with all of those people within the product placement?
Now, in this era, I think, yes, it is very important because the statistics are available, readily available. The customer is aware. Now, customers, even the ultimate buyers or the end users, have the whole new avenues to explore. I mean, you have to reinvent, you have to reshape your product according to customers' needs and demands. It's not that. Maybe one time you are able to sell your product, which is not good enough. But in this era, it's not just the marketing. At the end of the day, your product does matter. Absolutely. So you have to reshape and reinvest according to the statistics or the customer feedback. It's really, yes, it's very important.
And also, yeah, I think when you get into within the company, like, I think you've been employed to do a certain job. It's not your place to say to the creative team, well, I don't think this is a good idea. The thing is, research and development goes into it, you would have hoped, right? So
that's not what my point is. Now, for example, if we are about to discuss about a topic which we think we cannot justify or we cannot do justice to, what we do is that we probably walk up to our producer, say that, okay, if you want to do this, give us this much amount of time to prepare for it, and then we're going to come out with facts and figures.
Okay, but another
as a
thing,
team.
As a team, no, but that's true. But then sometimes it has been the case where it's like, well, that doesn't matter what you think. We're going to do this anyway. So
I think so.
You
This
have
is very
to do
important for financial strategy as well. As Shahzad is mentioning, that if we are going to selling wrong products with bigger claims, and that product is not reality, then there would be very major impact on our brand image, and our brand value may be worsened by those activities.
Okay.
But do you agree to the point that quite a lot of times you know, all of those labels or all of those products which we are marketing, the statistics are forged. At times, people do tell lie, and not even that, because we're talking about marketing ethics. Quite a lot of companies are even using just the females to probably to market their products as well.
Aisha?
Yeah, actually, we started with this thing that marketing is no more a single department, it's the whole organization putting bits into it. And why I talked about the ethics in marketing, because they are the guys who are not only going to customers and asking their opinion, they're going to different departments and telling them the feedback from the customers, say for the manufacturing department, if it is a product-based company, right? And they're going to the finance department, cut short the cost, or maybe do something about the marketing department. It is, you know, and when that point comes in that if we know that our product is not going to justify, there is always a certain market for a product. The issue comes when we think that the whole lot of work is for this goddamn product. No, this is not the case. There will be a certain market for this particular product. Have you ever heard of this product, Tasty Cola?
No.
There's a big market for that in our village.
Yeah.
The people, you know,
exactly.
buy that product. We cannot justify that in Islamabad
Just
or in
like
Lahore.
Pakola, I think. I'm sorry that I'm saying the name, but I love the drink as well. It's only available in Karachi.
Yeah, exactly.
See,
So the market,
Okay, so what I think, so what Aisha's trying to say is that, you know, as an individual, we look like this. Our looks, you know, our outlook is like this. What we forget is that there's a whole demographic out there which are into not things that we're into. So we may not agree with it, but it might suit someone.
Yeah,
like
so
in
local
a
markets can be different from international or domestic markets as well. I think that's what the point is.
the segment.
Now let's talk about being geographically placed. Let's talk about the demographics as well, because whenever we talk about marketing, I think it is very important to talk about demographics, age, you know, people, the type of people, the culture. How many times do you think banks have to do that when they're entering into a newer place?
See, like the local banks have been doing great once all the banks internationally they collapsed. I mean, see, that's how the demographics work. I mean, it's actually very important. But once we talk about marketing, marketing also gives you opportunity to explore the avenues outside and outreach your, like all the banks have branches globally now. They are opening up. I mean, it's interesting how they are going to grab the customers outside their local, you know, vicinity. I mean, it's not easy. So, like, we have different products designed specially for our villages. Like, we have agri loans, which might not work in the big cities. So that's how demographics works. Then we have recently launched a car loan. But what happens is, like you said, that you actually can go back to the product design department and you can tell them that this is the shortcoming. So that's what we actually have done. Why? Because we are the front desk people who are directly dealing with the end users. So once we see, like, we get the feedback, and we do have to discuss it with the back end who are designing the product, and they actually
now,
have
for
to
example, we do have a situation at hand. So now people are saying lesser branches and more online banking. So how do you think that the banks over here in Pakistan are going to cope up with that? Because we do have a bank already on that path. And if you want to know the name, it's Finca, right? It's very few branches. It's online. You can open up an account online.
Things are changing. New concepts are coming, but exactly, I mean, like, in order to get money, maybe, I mean, in coming, you have to visit a branch.
I loved it the way you said, in order
you have to get money, you have to,
I have to show it to my audience as well. I loved it because she's the branch manager, right? So she was like, you love to have money. And it was like a whole stack of it.
All the reps.
That's very true. That's a very good point.
You have to be very, very professional once it comes to money.
And also, we've seen what happens with the online. You know, you also have the dark web. You also have people, like, trying to steal your identity. So I think you can't cut out the middleman altogether. I mean, it would be really sad. Sometimes no one likes going to the bank.
And this digital stuff and on this internet banking and everything, they have their own disadvantages. I mean, all the big banks have fraud cases. I mean, like, you have to be actually very, very, you know,
vigilant.
Secure. Vigilant.
Yeah, but
and sometimes the internet doesn't work. Sometimes it doesn't open on your mobile. Then what? Then you're really messed up.
For a while. But other than that, I think middleman's not always going to be a middleman in all of the scenarios of his life. I mean, at some point of time, he might probably be the buyer. At some point of time, he might be the manufacturer as well. So because over here in Pakistan, I think existence is all about, for example, somebody came up to me and said, oh, you know what, I want this particular piece of land, and I'll be like, oh, I can get it for you because I can see the window of opportunity. This is the ultimate survival over here in Pakistan these days as well. Nobody's sticking to whatever they do in that 9 to 5. by the end of the day, whatever you can do and whatever you can get your hands on, I think that's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, so with that,
Well, I don't understand what your point
my
is.
point was that if you can market your own self and
Okay.
your own products by your own word of mouth,
Of course.
and the way you are, I think life's going to be very fruitful for
And
you.
I think that's fine. And I think sometimes you need to go into a branch and write, sign in the signature rather
And
than
then
Because
doing
otherwise
it.
you
signatures they don't match.
Okay.
And then we get, you know.
Okay. And then you could get into trouble.
And,
okay, that's
and you
great.
know what, I just got this in my head, and that is that, for example, there's a time when you do not really have to go to a branch, you might even forget how to, probably do your signatures because you hardly remember any of the passwords now.
Well, actually, that's what happened with the whole PIN thing in England as well. You forget how to do your signature. But now, actually, we've run out of time. But just finally, just a final word from each one of you on the importance of marketing and, how the future generations should keep an eye on it. I'll start with you, Aisha.
Okay.
Just quick.
I would continue with the demographics and why people think that investment marketing plan is such a waste of money. That is because we do not take advantage of the data. This is the age of data. This is the age of informed decisions. You can look into demographics of your customers. You can look into anything, the geographic region. You can track your sales and everything in your CRMs, in your ERP and everything. And then you can actually make decisions on that. So we need to rely on the data. And the other thing, the data needs to be correct.
Okay, absolutely.
Yeah, it doesn't just not be like, in thesis, just like in the thesis, like, going to the students and they're, okay, 888 and 10. So this shouldn't be the thing.
So like the latest consensus will
I've
give
always
us a
felt
good
it
demo.
informed
Yeah,
just like
informed
that.
decisions, yeah, big data is the
Okay,
eat
great.
of big data.
Vahid, quickly, yes.
It's the most important vital factor, I shall say, for personal development and growth as well as organizational professional development and growth.
Okay.
No one can deny for this.
Amazing.
Great. And
Okay, and then I would just want to say that you need to put right people for the right job. Not everyone can market, not the degrees which have to work. Actually, you need to see the potential, you need to avoid nepotism, right people for the right job, and you have to spread the significance.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for such wise words. Thank you very much for doing whatever we wanted you to do.
yes, thank you so much for being part of the
making us
show.
aware of the importance of marketing. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, very quickly, we have to move on towards the fruit of the day. And you will be surprised to hear what fruit we have picked up on. It's olives.
Yes, and olives are
And
a
people
fruit.
might not even consider whether they're fruits, but we have
Totally
done
are.
research on that as well.
Okay, yeah, they are. So it benefits, it's good for your liver and for your gallbladder.
It protects against peptic ulcers.
And it also helps in reducing pain and arthritis pain.
It boosts iron absorption.
And it helps maintain your metabolism.
It helps prevent some cancers.
And it lowers your cholesterol.
And it contains good fats.
And it's good for your heart.
And it improves your skin.
If you don't have too many. If you have too many, you break out into spots.
Yeah.
So, yes.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Ahmed and Michelle are already on the news desk, and we have to wind it up as well. So please do not forget to write to us on our Facebook fan page, which is with the name of
Well, this morning.
on Twitter and
Well,
Dailymotion.
Well, this morning without a G, and well, this morning.
And the fabulous repeat is going to be at
11:05 p.m.
Thank you very much. Look after yourselves. 1, 2, 3. Good
Good morning.
Thank you.